The inner compass. Semen retention is the story of discovering the guiding force within, a force that directs a man towards strength, discipline, and purpose. The inner compass is not made of metal or magnetism, but of life energy and mental clarity. And when a man learns to preserve his seed and master his mind, this compass awakens, guiding him toward the path of greatness. To understand this, we must first see how most men lived. They wander without direction, chasing pleasure, indulging in fleeting desires, and wondering why their lives feel scattered. Their energy is wasted, their confidence broken, and their vision clouded. They know they want success, but they cannot stay focused long enough to achieve it. Their compass spins wildly because it has no energy to keep it steady. The practice of semen retention changes this. The seed is the most concentrated form of energy in the human body, containing the power to create life. When constantly wasted, the body and mind lose vitality. But when it is conserved and redirected, it becomes fuel for discipline, focus, and higher awareness. Semen retention charges the compass, giving it the strength to point true north, the direction of purpose. Let us consider the story of Arjun, a young man who felt lost in his life. He was intelligent, but his energy was constantly scattered. Nights of indulgence left him tired, mornings felt heavy, and his work was half-hearted. His relationships lacked depth, and his self-respect was low. One day he came across the teachings of retention and decided to try. At first, it was difficult. His mind craved pleasure, and his habits resisted change. But Arjun remembered that mastery is not about perfection, but persistence. He set a goal to preserve his seed, meditate daily, and channel his energy into study and exercise. The first weeks were challenging, but slowly he noticed changes. His mornings became brighter, his energy more stable. He no longer dragged himself to work but approached tasks with sharpness. His memory improved, his focus deepened, and he began finishing projects that once felt impossible. His friends noticed a new glow in his eyes, a calm strength in his demeanor. His confidence grew not from external validation but from the quiet pride of self-control. Arjun had discovered his inner compass, and it began pointing him toward the life he was meant to live. This is the essence of semen retention. It creates alignment. The body feels stronger, the mind clearer, and the spirit more awake. The inner compass begins to function, pulling a man away from distractions and toward his higher calling. This compass does not shout, it whispers. It requires silence, patience, and discipline to hear. But once heard, its direction is unmistakable. The practical benefits are immense. Physically, semen retention boosts vitality, strengthens the immune system, and enhances stamina. A man who once felt drained now feels like he carries a hidden reservoir of strength. This physical foundation supports every other pursuit, from work to relationships to fitness. Mentally, the energy conserved feeds the brain, improving concentration, creativity, and problem-solving. Studies become easier, work more productive, and ideas flow naturally. Emotionally, the practice stabilizes moods and builds resilience. Anger, anxiety, and insecurity fade as calm confidence grows. Spiritually, the compass awakens intuition, connecting a man to purpose and meaning. These are not abstract concepts, but lived experiences. Arjun, for example, began applying his retention discipline to his career. He set aside hours each day to focus on his business idea. With his newfound energy, he worked consistently, solved challenges creatively, and stayed disciplined even when results were slow. Within a year, he had built a small but successful venture, something he had dreamed of for years but never had the focus to achieve. He also applied his inner compass to relationships. Instead of chasing superficial validation, he built deeper connections based on respect and presence. His friends admired his discipline, and women were drawn to his quiet confidence. He no longer sought attention. His aura commanded it naturally. The inner compass also guided him spiritually. Meditation became more profound, insights clearer, and life itself felt more meaningful. He began to sense that he was not just drifting, but walking a path aligned with his higher self. This transformation is available to every man. The seed is the treasure, and the mind is the compass. Together, when mastered, they create direction, purpose, and power. The compass points toward growth, self-mastery, and contribution, but only if it is fueled with conserved energy. Without retention, the needle wavers, pulled by lust and distraction. With retention, the needle steadies, always pointing toward greatness. The journey is not without trials. Arjun faced moments of temptation, nights when the old habits whispered, days when he felt restless. But he learned to treat these moments as tests of his compass. Each time he resisted, his willpower grew. Each time he redirected the energy into study, work, or exercise, his compass grew stronger. Failure, when it happened, was not the end, but a reminder to rise again. Mastery is built not by never falling, but by never staying down. The inner compass also teaches patience. Just as a traveler cannot reach his destination overnight, a man cannot transform instantly. The benefits of semen retention build gradually, like drops filling a vessel. At first, the changes are subtle. Better sleep, a little more energy, a bit more focus. But over months, these small gains accumulate into massive transformation. Energy becomes abundant, creativity bursts forth, and confidence shines steadily. The compass grows clearer with every day of discipline. The wisdom of semen retention lies in its simplicity. It does not require money, equipment, or complex rituals. It requires awareness, discipline, and direction. To practice, a man must guard his seed, train his mind, and channel his energy into meaningful pursuits. Meditation, exercise, journaling, and productive routines are the tools that support this practice. By aligning daily habits with higher goals, the compass stays true. Arjun's story is one example, but it mirrors the journey of countless men across history. Warriors, sages, kings, and thinkers all practiced some form of seed preservation, understanding that energy is the foundation of power. Their lives were guided not by impulse, but by the compass of discipline and purpose. Today, in a world full of distraction, the practice is even more vital. The modern man is bombarded with temptations, from screens to substances, all designed to weaken his compass. But those who rise above and master their seed discover that they carry within them a timeless power. The inner compass of semen retention leads them out of confusion and into clarity, out of weakness and into strength, out of mediocrity and into greatness. In the end, the compass always points inward. It is not about external riches or applause, but about mastering the self. When the mind is disciplined and the seed conserved, a man becomes his own guide. His path unfolds with purpose, his actions align with vision, and his life radiates strength and meaning. He becomes like Arjun, a man transformed by the quiet power of self. This is the gift of the inner compass: direction, discipline, and destiny, all born from the sacred practice of semen retention. Before we conclude, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and forget to drop your location in the comments. I'd love to know where you're rewatching from. And if you ever have any questions, join our Telegram channel where we interact directly and help each other grow. The link is in the description.